Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. My name is Kristina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. So if you're looking for the best and most honest how-tos and reviews from a consumer's perspective, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave any comments that you have for me down below. Recently, I've been posting videos and photos with my hair being like wavy, and I have it styled like beachy wavy. And a lot of you guys have asked me how I do it or what tools I use, and I thought I would share with you guys the two wavers that I've been using interchangeably just because they are quite different in size, and I want to show you guys a little demo as well as talk a little bit about them today. So I have both wavers right here. This one is going to be the Mermade Hair Mini, which is 25 millimeters, and then this is the Bondi Boost one. This is 32 millimeters, and they also have a 25 mil, and Mermade Hair actually has a 32 mil. I'm going to talk about the differences with them and when I would use one over the other, just go over the specs a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys the differences because I noticed that whenever I was looking for a waver and trying to figure out what size I wanted to purchase, it was very helpful for me to see side-by-side comparisons of the two different sizes right next to each other. So with all of that, let's get started. So the Bondi Boost waver is $57.99, and I actually purchased mine at Ulta, but you can also buy it on Bondi Boost's website. This is the 32 millimeter one, so it's going to be the larger barreled ones, and it just has this clamp where two of the barrels go up and then one of the barrels stays down on the plate right here. This is the Mermaid Hair one, and again, this is going to be 25 millimeters, and it's shaped the same way where there's a plate with a barrel and then there's two barrels that separate from it. And this one is $79. So I want to show you guys the barrels right next to each other. So as you can see, the Mermaid Hair, which is the pink one, is a lot smaller than the Bondi Boost one, which is the white and black one. They're very different. This one is going to be 25 and this is 32. You wouldn't necessarily think that it makes a huge difference with the size of the barrels, but it truly does. If you've ever used a curling iron that's different sizes, it really does give you a completely different look. So both of these actually go up to 210 Celsius, which is 410 Fahrenheit. So they get the same amount of heat. The Mermaid Hair one actually comes with this heat glove in case you need it, but I actually find that wavers are so much easier to handle and a lot less stressful when it comes to hurting yourself and with the heat and all that. Whenever I was looking for a hair waver, I was really unsure which style to go for. Some of you may or may not know this, but I did have a perm. I guess I technically still do have a perm, but it's completely grown out. Like, I'll show you guys right now. So this is my hair. I washed it maybe 2 days ago, and you can see I have quite a bit of wave from here down because I did have a perm. I was perming my hair for about 3 years, but I'm giving myself a break from the chemicals of the perm and just, you know, like playing around with my hair a little bit more when it comes to styling and stuff like that. So I love the look of curls, of waves, and I am obsessed with the look of like the natural wave, which is essentially why I got the perm in the first place. So I thought that while I wasn't getting my hair permed, I would go ahead and try out wavers and see how that did in my hair. And spoiler alert, I absolutely love it. I find that the waves in my hair last a really long time. Could it be because I do have a little bit of texture already? Maybe. But also I think it's that with a mixture of using like setting products and stuff. So I can get the Beachy Mermaid waves to stay in my hair for, I want to say, a good 3 days. Yeah, I think 3 days is about right. I think it's an easy way to style your hair. Now, it does get kind of time consuming, at least the way that I do it. But I definitely think it's worth it, especially for how long I can get it to last in my hair and look good for as long as it does. So what I want to do now is show you guys a small demo. So I'm going to take some chunks of hair on either side, and I'm going to do the two different wavers to show you guys the difference in how the waves turn out. So I'm going to take about this much hair on either side. As you can see, I tried to keep it like kind of even. And on this side, I'm going to go ahead and use the Mermaid waver, which is the smaller one, and then the Bondi Boost on this side, which is the larger one. So I'm going to just comb my hair out first. So typically the way that I would style my hair is the same that I do with any other sort of style. I would just split it in half. So I would do a top section and a bottom section, and I would start on the bottom section, go all the way around, and then pull the top sections down and then style those. But because I'm going to be doing a demo with the two different barrels, I am going to just do the front section and show you guys what that looks like. All right, I actually tied back my hair so I don't touch any of that stuff. The two products that I'm going to be using today, as always, this Living Proof texture spray, and then also this Living Proof heat styling spray. I love both of these. This is my favorite, one of my holy grails. I always talk about it. But first I'm going to go ahead and use a heat styling spray. You want to make sure that you protect your hair anytime that you put any sort of heat on it. It'll definitely help with preventing damage, and I like this especially because it almost feels like a hairspray in the way that it gives it a little bit of hold. So both of these are currently off right now, and they both have the same display. They both have the same little buttons and toggles and stuff. Pretty much identical in that sense. But let me turn on both of them at the same time, and I'm going to time how long it takes to get them both to the heat that I want them at. I believe the heat that I keep it at is around 370 to 390. Now, I know you don't necessarily need anything higher than 350, but for me, if I want the style to last a long time, I have to do something a little higher if I want to lessen the amount of time that I'm sitting there doing my hair. And that's, again, why it's really important to use heat protectant. So I'm going to go ahead and turn both of these on right now. So I have them both set to 390, and they're both heating up. So we're going to see which one gets to 390 the soonest. So the Mermade Hair one actually reads in Fahrenheit, while the Bondi Boost one reads in Celsius. So that's just something to note. I don't know if you can change that. I've looked, but I haven't figured it out. All right, so the Mermade Hair one just finished getting to 390. And the Bondi Boost one is still going. It's at 194 Celsius. All right, and the Bondi Boost one just finished. So the Mermade Hair one does get hotter faster. Not by a ton, but it does get hot quicker. So I'm gonna turn this off. I just wanted to compare how fast they got hot. So I'm just gonna turn off that Mermade Hair one, and I'm gonna go in with the Bondi Boost. So the way that I like to wave my hair, I'll start at the back here. So I'll take a section, probably a 1-inch section, and typically I'll take a top section, and then right under that is another section, which would be the bottom section, right? I find that I don't get as much volume when I do both top and bottom together, because if you think about it, if you're clamping both of them into the same waver at the same time, you can see here this top part of that top section is not getting waved. So I like to get as much volume as possible. So I'll split the two in two different sections and then go in with the waver. So I've seen a lot of people wave their hair, and they will do the two barrels that go up on the top part. So I actually like to do the plate with the one barrel on top of the hair. So I would have the orientation like this versus having it like this. And the reason I do it that way is because if you look at the wave pattern right there, it just makes more sense for the volume of my hair versus if you did it like this, your hair would dip down first instead of going up. And because I want as much volume as possible, this part that goes upwards, I want it to be closest to my root. I hope that makes sense. Plate side up, I'm going to go ahead and clamp the hair as close as I can to the scalp as possible. And it's really not that much hair in there, as you can see, but I'm gonna hold it. I wanna say I usually hold it anywhere between 8 to 10 seconds. It is recommended to do like 5 seconds or so, but my hair holds it the best when I do about 8 to 10 seconds. So after that amount of time has passed, I'm gonna go ahead, lift it, and then move to the next section of where the barrel was next to. So you can see I have the wave right there. And it's okay if you kind of overlap the hair in sections you've already done. I don't find that I've had any issues with that. So if I re-wave a section, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't look funky or anything like that. All right, and I'm just going to release it there. And that is our first wave. Really beautiful. The 32 mil really gives you a big bouncy wave. So I'm just gonna do that to this entire section here, and I'm gonna just push that to the back and do the bottom section that was underneath that one that we just did. So this Bondi Boost waver says that it's made with high grade crystal powder and tourmaline, I've never been able to say that, but tourmaline ceramic glaze. So they're ceramic plates, so they're supposed to help with frizz and evenly heat the hair so you get that even wave. It does have a nice grip on the handle here, as you can see right there. It's really easy to maneuver this device, even though it's very large. All right, and then I'm just gonna take my little side bangs here, my curtain bangs, and do those. I hold these in the barrel with a little less time, just because I find that they don't need as much time in the barrel. So I'm going to try not to like touch my hair too much right now. I like to let it cool into these waves before I do anything, I touch them or anything like that. But this is what that side is looking like. I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but it'll come together. All right, so now going in with the Mermaid Hair one, and this one is going to give me tighter waves, so they're going to be a little bit more defined. Because they are smaller, I find that I do get a little bit more volume. I hold this one the exact same way that I do with the other one, where the plate is facing upwards on the hair. So I'm just going to clamp the hair down there. I kind of hold it downwards too, because I feel like it gives the hair a little bit more direction in the way that I want it to go versus like holding it like that, you know? Oh, and I also try to make sure that none of the hair is overlapping, so it's all like next to each other versus, I don't know, like if it were like twisted like that, you know? Because I feel like when it's all next to each other, it evenly heats the hair. All right, and here's that first section. Now, I know it's kind of hard to see. So this is the 32, and then this is the 25. So you can kind of see that this side is a little bit more fat, I guess, and this is a little bit more defined, more waves. You'll be able to see it a little better whenever I do this whole section. Now, I do want to note that I find that this one from Mermaid Hair actually goes by a lot faster when I'm doing my hair. I feel like it heats the hair a lot quicker, so I don't have to hold it as long. So this also says to hold it for 3 to 5 seconds on each little section, and I find that I can do that. Like I'll do maybe 5 to 8 seconds versus where this one I do like 8 to 10, you know? I think it's actually important to note as well that I don't straighten my hair or anything before I do waves. I find that my natural wave in my hair actually makes it look even more natural whenever I style it with the waver. Even though it looks more put together and more uniform and stuff, I find that some of the waves look a little bit more natural that way. And then same thing on my curtain bangs, just putting the hair in there for a couple seconds. All right, so here are the two sections. I know that it looks so crazy, but I'm hoping that you can see a slight difference with the two sides. So for me, what I can tell is this side definitely has smaller waves. They are more defined in texture because there's just so much like texture and stuff going on. So for me, this one looks more natural in my opinion. Whereas this side, they're bigger, looser waves, and they look a little bit more uniform, but they definitely look like they've been styled like this. So just depending on what you're looking for, both of these are really, really good wavers. I find that these two, out of all the wavers that I've tried out, they don't crimp my hair or give me weird like angles and stuff. They very much look like just these soft waves. So I really like that about both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish waving the rest of my hair. I think I'm just gonna go in with the bigger Bondi Boost one because I had a lot of people asking me in one particular video how I styled my hair, and I did use the Bondi Boost one, so I want to do that for you guys. All right, so looking a little crazy, but I just finished waving my entire head with this waver right here, and I haven't touched it or anything. I redid this side just to get the waves to be similar to my left side, but this is what it's looking like. And now what we're gonna do is just take some of this texturizing spray, and I'm gonna spray my entire head and just kind of like zhuzh up my hair, give it a little volume. Oh wait, I want to use this oil. I bought this during the Sephora sale, so I want to use the oil. So I'm going to use this oil. This is my first time using it. I'm really excited. It's a little thicker, kind of like a honey, and I'm just gonna run this through the lengths of my hair, kind of focusing it on the ends of my strands and my curtain bangs as well. And I find if I do like this motion, it kind of breaks up those waves too. Now I'm going to take the texture spray, just spray this, kind of bump up that crown right there. You guys already know I love a little volume. This is also from that kit. I'm gonna use this little hair perfume because it smells so good. All right, so this is what the hair is looking like straight out of the waver. It does fall a little bit throughout the day and it gets a little bit more relaxed, but I love this. If I keep my hair in the waver a little longer, it does take longer for it to fall throughout the day, so just keep that in mind. But I really, really love this style, whether it be the smaller, tighter waves or the bigger ones like I have today. 2 tips that I wanted to give you guys that I thought about while I was doing my hair. Whenever I'm waving my hair, I like to make sure that whatever part I already waved, I give a little bit of slack. So I'm not pulling and tugging on the strand, because the hair really forms to the style as it cools. So because of that, whenever I'm going down the length of my hair, I want to make sure that that top part that I already waved stays wavy. So I don't want to pull with the waver. I don't want to pull my hair taut, because then it'll kind of get rid of whatever wave I already created because it's still hot, you know? It is kind of awkward whenever you're doing the side that your dominant hand is on. So when I'm doing the back of my right side of my head, it is awkward because I find it's easier for me to hold it this orientation versus this orientation. I just feel like I'm gonna hurt myself or burn myself. You totally can do it this way with your other hand, you know, like do it this way, but I just feel like I don't have as much control. So I do hold it right here, and it is kind of awkward, but I make it work. Now on both of these, I don't really like how the buttons are so easy to just click on accident whenever you're waving your hair. I do find that whenever I wave my hair, because I have the plates facing upwards, my hand is like this versus being like this. And when I used to try to hold the waver this way, I would accidentally press the buttons like with these fingers, and it was so annoying. So that's something that I wish, you know, wavers in general, I wish that wasn't an issue. It's not a huge deal, but just be mindful whenever you're doing your hair not to click it on or off or change the setting on yourself. I would highly recommend both of these. Now I will say this handle right here, it does get a little hotter in this area. This handle, whatever it's made of, feels a little thicker than this one, but they both do have those ridges on the handles to give you a good grip. I do wish the Bondi Boost like little holder thing, this metal part where you can lay it down, I wish that it had rubber along it the way that the Mermaid Hair one does, because I feel like it doesn't slip as much and it doesn't get as hot. So it's a lot easier to just move this one out of the way when I'm using it versus this one. I kind of have to like use my nail instead of my finger to move this because this does get pretty hot. All right guys, that's everything. I'll put the links in the description down below if you want to shop either of these, but I hope the comparison as well as the demo was helpful for you guys. If you like these videos, please let me know in the comments down below. It really helps me when you give me your feedback so I know like what types of videos you guys want to see. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.